Oh, I'm completely messing up this. I am live, but there we go.
You got it?
Yep, right, okay. We are live.
Hello,
After
everyone.
after a very sketchy start.
Well, Max, I've learned one thing. When it's problematic, it means it's gonna end up really well. So,
Oh, there we go then.
used to that. So, what are we doing tonight? We're doing Pat Acres.
Yep, we're gonna be drifting. We're gonna be talking.
Have fun. What car are you planning on using?
What do you think I should use?
I don't know, man. I really enjoy the PS because it looks really, really cool and it's really great. Charlie's car is really nice and equal. It's very, very like calibrated well. And then you've got the S14, which is full on comp car. So still SR20 though, so many, many clutch kicks,
I
which
think I'll go with
is
Charlie's car.
yes. Um, remember to send me the.
Yep, send it you now. One sec. Oh, if I can get it ready. So hello to everyone on my stream. Hi Nostalgic, Alexis. So, just sending you this now. There we go. So,
Oh, we might have Charlie Hume join the server for an hour. That could be very fun. So Max, yes.
oh, I need to sort something out on my stream now. Where are we? 1 second guys, sorry about this minor delay. Where is it?
Okay, then. Well, I'm gonna start if you don't mind.
Yep, I'm literally just getting this little banner up and then
Chapter.
should be good.
Oh, wrong way. Oh. I love this track, man.
I've played different versions of it. I've never tried this version yet, so that should be fun to try
Oh,
out. But yeah.
elevation changes on this track are absolutely awesome.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way out the pits. Right, so
Woohoo!
I said 7. Is it 7?
It is 7:04 indeed, yeah.
Yep, okay, that means we're good. I think someone's not recognised that we're in different time zones. um so someone's asked me what is drift talk.
Oh,
It's basically drifting, obviously with the simulator, and yeah, we're gonna be chatting about
well,
drifting, about all things drift, and having fun.
everything that's fun, exactly. To be fair, it's the reason is that obviously we're currently, well, quite in a position that there's not much we can do in real life. So we
Yeah.
have to do the most with the people we enjoy having fun with, well, at home, safe. So it is very important. Oh, you're back in. Let's do this. This corner is amazing. These three corners.
This track feels awesome. I've never driven this actual version of it, so it's I don't know where this track goes. So I've only driven this
Okay.
track like once on the other versions, so this is quite a bit of a learning curve for me. It's a very tight track,
Is it
but
slow down much? Slow down, loads, loads, and loads. Yes.
definitely using my hydro a lot this time.
Oh no, this track is honestly, man, you have to use it. There's so many correction and elevation changes. It's a useful man. You'll get to the point that you'll like, well, you know it. You get used to it more and more confident, and then you send it.
Oh, slowed down way too much for that corner then. Here we go. Okay, I've been on a sim today, so feeling pretty confident now though.
Well, I've been working on my car most of the day, so yeah, it's all my energy now is released.
Sweet.
Did you like the cage? I'm sure you did.
Oh yeah.
Did you not see the cage?
I haven't been on haven't been on Instagram actually.
Oh, I think you'll like the color. Well, you can see later.
Yeah, I'll have a quick look later. Oh, this track is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, I missed my downshift then. Oh, I keep entering the corners like a minute too early. Here we go. Oh. Here we go. Oh. You have to concentrate a lot on this track.
Yeah, it's good. Can do a bit of drifting, and then we can do. Whoa, backies! Almost no.
Yeah, so for everyone on the stream, Drift Talk, it's basically drifting, chatting to some people who are in the drifting scene, and obviously having fun on the simulator. We're going to be going on for about half an hour, just having fun, and yeah, it's going to be sick.
Put some information out there if you put anyone in. Show that anyone can jump into this. This is the motorsport we do.
Oh. Alright, so anyway,
Oh,
Yogi
yes.
Drifting, as you guys might know him, or pHDrift is his new little brand that he's starting up.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it brand, more of a project. I wanna. There's a lot of drifting that is not shown to people that I think should be a very crucial part of drifting, which is why people are drifting, why you are spending all your time and effort, why me, for such a passion for cars.
Yeah.
When you can do so many other things that could be just as fun, but we just choose to do this. And I think everyone has got a different reason. It's just as cool, and I want to show that reason. But obviously with the lockdown now, it's limited everything, so for now, just enjoying as much as we can on the simulator to learn as much as we can. And then when we go back out, we're going to do this, eh?
Yeah. I'm going to be doing this in real life. It's going to be awesome.
Yes. Oh, yes. So, yeah, that's what the project is, and I'm hopefully anyone who needs assistance for anything, I'm here to help. Want to make people get into this sport that we enjoy so much.
Yeah.
That is by far the coolest thing you can do, and the most rewarding thing.
Yeah. So we are on Pat's Acres, is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's it. That is the track in. Oh, that people crashed it. I went somewhere. That is a track in America, I believe.
Yeah, it's really, really,
that's
really nice
where-
actually.
Where Chris Forsberg and Ryan Turk and all of these guys go and play around.
I can
must have
see
seen a lot
why.
of videos. Yeah, it is incredible, man.
And we're using your pHDrift cars, aren't we?
Well, it's not my pHDrift car. It's the Tsujigiri car, which is Ben Somerville. And the reason why I use them because they are genuinely, in my eyes, and in people that drive in real life, they just feel the closest to real life.
Yeah, they do feel really realistic. They feel really nice.
But it's all down to what car in real life you're trying to imitate, because obviously DCGP are just as realistic, but they're there to imitate the pro car.
Yeah.
Where these are more for the style of car that would be competing in D1 street legal. So something moderate. You know, like Mito's car, for example, the S15 that he's building for BDC.
Yeah.
There's nothing special in there, man. It's cut hubs and just a good setup, which is the idea of a good feeling of a car. But there's the other side of having a monster like what you're building, which sounds very interesting. I'm sure most of your viewers are looking to see you rip it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to driving the thing. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be 400 horsepower, LS3, PS13. Yeah, cannot wait.
Oh, that's gonna be a monster, man.
Definitely. Do you want to do a bit of a lead?
Yeah, I'll take. Woo.
Yeah, this track feels
Yeah.
awesome. Is it a go-kart track? It feels really...
Oh no, man. Whatever it is, yeah, it's definitely not a car track because it's really tight. If it is a go-kart track, it must be fun in a go-kart too.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do that in a go-kart.
What, put a camera on the front of a go-kart and then follow a drift car?
Yeah,
Would be awesome
it'd be
shots.
fun.
How do you do multiplayer on AC without joining a server? Joining a server is the only way to sort of
Well, unless
go
you
on.
have two simulators at home and you have a friend coming over, but obviously, yeah, it's not possible. So, if you are wanting to go into multiplayer, you gotta go online.
Yep. But it's so worth it. It opens up like a whole new world of
Oh, yeah,
Assetto Corsa.
definitely.
And yeah, it's really, really fun. So, yo, I'm
Yes.
sure loads of people want to know, how did
Yeah.
you get into and start drifting?
Oh, wow.
It's a very big question to start off
That
with.
is, yeah. I started well, I started to be passionate about drifting watching Initial D back in 2005, I believe, but it was more of just a cool thing. It wasn't something I wanted to do, but then I went to a car show in France, I know, to actually watch like outside modification, which obviously you know me now, I not really like these days.
Yeah.
But I went to watch a show and there was a couple of guys that were doing demos in a four-door white Blitz R34, which I'm sure you know. That's Julian Smith's car.
Yeah.
And a 34, a coupe, and they were both doing demos on track. And what made me fall in love with it wasn't how they were drifting, because I knew about drifting before, and I always thought it was cool, but it was what they were doing to the crowd. Literally just pumping crowd out by doing, well, having fun. And it's just, yeah, went back home, bought a Ford Sierra, and started drifting, pretty much.
Yeah.
Quickly changed into a Daihatsu Sherman when I found out that it was an A86 in a different shell.
Yeah.
That's what I've drifted most of my years.
Yeah. I mean, you're currently redoing a compact now, aren't you?
Yes, I am, because I believe, and in my eyes, how they handle is probably the best out of all BMWs, in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, the E30 is the same chassis, isn't it?
Well, that's it. So the E30 would be just as good. In all honesty, I believe that the E30 probably has a better weight distribution than a compact. So it might be better. So yes, to your question that you would about to ask, which you always ask, yes, the E30 is better. But yeah, that's what I'm building now. And I'm hoping to have a lot of fun in it as much as possible.
Yeah, that's the idea of it.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually a funny story about those two guys that were doing demos in France that made me fall in love in drifting is they were pro drift drivers.
Yeah.
So they, yeah, it was Graham who organized it, which was quite fun, which was a good full circle to, well, how we met, Max.
Yeah, it definitely
Let's
is.
tell the guys how did we meet?
So basically, there's this company called pHDrift, and Yo was working for them, and I wanted to start drifting. And basically, whilst I was finishing off sort of my go-karting days, I went to pHDrift, and Yo taught me how to drift, basically. And I'm glad he did, because now here we are, going into a competition season, hopefully, when everything gets started again. And yeah.
Couple of years, wasn't it? When did we meet? A couple of years ago, maybe?
Well, I'm 15 now. I think we met when I was 12 or
Well,
13.
yeah.
It's been way longer than I thought, actually.
Yeah. It is. It has been a while, man. I remember, the first time you couldn't reach the pedals, man. Sorry
No.
if you. I had to say it, man.
Yeah, no,
But-
I'm still, to be honest, I'm still not very tall at all.
No, but it was really a privilege, and it was really good to teach you. Which
Yeah.
Danny helped as well at the beginning, if you
Yeah.
remember Danny. She was
Yeah.
a really cool instructor.
Yeah, taught me how to
Uh,
do the donuts.
that's it. And the MX-5, which was a lot of fun.
Yep.
We progressed quite quickly. I believe I remember saying all the time that you've learned in about 13 hours what took me 12 years to learn.
Yeah, I suppose being a child is a advantage to the
Oh,
learning
yes,
things.
very big advantage. Genuinely believe the sooner you start, the better. And with Assetto Corsa, if you like cars and you're watching Max Cotton's videos, like, you could be it, genuinely. And it doesn't take a lot.
Yeah, I think some people don't see that, but literally, buy yourself a car and get out on track. Track time
Yeah.
is the best way to do it.
Exactly. If you have someone to guide you through it as well, through that track time is the ideal way, because then you don't do mistakes, which is the main issue with learning by yourself. Is it's great, but it takes you a long time.
Yeah, that's why I was lucky to have you, because obviously maybe you've made mistakes before me, or you know of mistakes that can happen when you're starting. So yeah, it helped us so much.
Yeah, it was a very fun journey, and I'm really looking forward to see you in a Oh, your car is gonna be absolutely mental. Oh, sorry.
It's alright. But yeah, it's gonna be super fun. Oh, sorry about that.
I'm stalling. Oh.
Speaking of the future, what are your sort of future plans for pHDrift?
Well, the point of, as I said, is to show the why, but also the main idea is to show the journey of every student. So one of the most important part for me is anyone who wants to learn to drift with me is he gets the whole journey. It's kind of a video. And there is an end goal to that journey too, which I'm not ready to reveal yet. But the end of the journey will obviously take students to a place that they always dreamed of, which everyone always dreamed of, anyone who's been into drifting. And I'm planning to document all of it, which will be a lot of fun. And I'm hoping as many people want to do that same journey, and if they can't, they can watch. So yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, it seems really, really cool.
To show the fun.
Yeah.
That's in summarize.
So all of you guys watching now, please do go follow pHDrift, Science of Drifting on Facebook, Instagram, and yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, for your followers, the coolest thing that I'm trying to do, and that you'll see in my next video, which will be the first video that I've made, is the video will also be an informative video. So whatever that student learned, you will be able to learn yourself through watching the video.
Yeah, it seems really,
So-
really cool.
And the idea is you can learn for free. Hopefully.
So,
Woohoo!
do I think round 2 of Drift Cup will go ahead? I'm thinking we're probably waiting a little bit longer than that, unfortunately.
Alright, when is round 2?
Well, I think round 1 was today, so I'm guessing about a month today-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, comments from earlier. Yeah, loads of the tracks like Teesside and Three Sisters are actually go-kart tracks. I actually drove in a go-kart, and now we're drifting them. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. That's I think where it went to is go-kart tracks are very technical, which makes drifting very fun on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Meihan and all of the racetrack in Japan are pretty much go-karts or motorbikes tracks, man. Even Ibisu.
Yeah.
Never a racetrack.
Wow, that's right. I didn't even know that.
What?
I didn't even know that.
What? That they're not racetracks?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, they're not racetracks.
I didn't. Well, I didn't actually think about that.
Ibisu is famous for drifting just because well, you should see Mito's first video. The reason why is because it was the first D1 event there. It's the only place that allowed to do competition.
Yeah, and I'm glad they did, because
Yeah.
obviously we've got all this now in the UK. Looks like we got Charlie Hume in the server.
Yeah.
He started, well, I think he was in Drift Cup the same time as me last year, and he made his way to BDC.
In one weekend, which was pretty epic.
Yeah, that was crazy.
In a car that basically he's driving right now, which is standard, what you're driving.
Yeah,
So you can see it's not easy.
No, not all. But I like the challenge of driving something that's not
Yeah.
easy to drive.
Best way to drive, to learn more all the time.
Yeah, I remember
Never give up out.
one time when we were at pHDrift, I had my car, but the handbrake was broken, and
Okay,
I
yeah.
thought that was the end of the weekend, and you were like, no, 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 you need to learn to drive without the handbrake,
Oh,
that was like the best lesson ever.
I will tell you a secret, Max, and I will tell all your viewers a very good secret. The best techniques I've ever learned were for broken cars. Genuinely. The way you have to, if you can adapt to a car that's missing a tool you usually use, you'll learn a new technique. And you'll learn how to be without it, which is, in my eyes, the best driver, is a driver that can jump in anything and can drive anything, just like you.
Yeah, this links into one of my questions. Are there bad cars to drift with? So
Ooh.
that's a hard question because obviously some cars are harder to drift than others. But then you kind of, if you're going for a full-on comp setup, you want something that's going to be easy-ish to drive. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I used to think that you should get the easiest and learn in it, but then a Corolla is really difficult to drive, and that's why it teaches people to drive, just like an MX-5.
Yeah.
So, in a way, it comes up to what I said earlier, is if you can drift a car that's hard to drift, then you'll have the skills to drift anything, which in my eyes is what a drifter is. Someone who can jump in anything and drift.
Yeah. That's a good definition. I've never thought about that actually.
Yeah, if someone can drift only one car, he's a fairly good driver. Oh, sorry, Charlie. Obviously, crashing is very wrong.
Yeah, but that's how you learn lots of the time.
Yeah. But if someone can drive one car, it's very different. If someone can drive any car, his technique is far greater.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like you learned on many cars, man.
Yeah, the MX-5, 350, my BMW when it was not very good, and now my BMW when it is good.
Yeah. But again, just because it wasn't good, I think what's taught you a lot, man.
Yeah, definitely. Like drifting cars after you've crashed them or when they're not on top spec can definitely help.
Oh, always, yeah.
Sorry about my bad line, by the way, through that corner.
No, I'm losing steering there. I don't know why. I think my front is too stiff. I'm losing steering on the bump. I like the front stiff, so...
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the comments. Oh, right, I'm just going to take a break just to read some comments out.
Okay, I'll wait for Charlie.
Yeah, 6th of June was round 2. It's going to be round 2. So maybe.
Yeah, possibly. I'm hopeful. I believe so. Might be restrictions, but it might go ahead.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's hope.
The A86 teaches the driver, is what Bunt said. Yeah,
Oh.
Initial D. That's taught a lot.
Oh, Initial D. From the full season, I learned a lot of technique. Or a lot of theory, more importantly.
Yeah, lots of it's like follow the driver and learn his driving style, and then you can push it. Lots of little things like that you can just learn.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, throttle control, I learned how to do advanced throttle control by that series.
Yeah. It's really, really good.
Ah, it just nicked me off. I think my tires are dead. Just gonna replenish tires. 2-minute break, although I want to drink.
Yeah. I'm gonna chase Charlie.
He's very good.
Yeah, well, I've drifted with him in real life and a little bit on the sim, so now I'm gonna chase him down. So yeah, I got.
Shout out to Charlie Hume, by the way. He's an incredible driver, and if you don't follow him, you should, because his car is gonna be. I believe he's gonna do some cool stuff this year in BBC. I really do.
Yeah. So, yo, speaking of cool cars,
Yep.
favorite car, drift build.
Well, it's really, Max. It's not a fair question.
I know. Should I specify a bit more, or do you just want to give like a top few that you like?
I can tell you what I would want as a dream car for each category if you want.
Okay.
How's that?
So we'll start off with like full spec comp car.
full spec comp car would be a PS13 exactly as I drive, with either an SR22 or um, try something new and use something with maybe a Toyota 2-liter. But yeah, stay in the 2-liter range. That would be a comp car for me.
Sweet. And then let's say sort of low spec, drive to
Like
the track and
street car.
drift.
Yes. That I can enjoy on the road as well.
Yeah.
A very high spec, but also very nice A86.
Yeah, that's this ultimate street cred car as well, A86.
A86 or JZX, I must say. I know it's two complete opposites,
Yeah.
but 86 because it's really cool and I can just take it around a B road and have loads and loads of fun.
Oh.
And JZX because, well, JZX looks just pimp, always. They
Yeah.
look awesome. And they sound really cool. But then if it's not drift related, so supercar, I know, that's funny, I'm gonna say supercar. I would want a supercar, and that would be an NSX Type R.
What, the old one?
Yeah, of course, not the
Yeah.
new one. Bleh.
Yeah, they are really cool. I mean, you think of when people think of supercar, lots of the times they think of like, or older ones, they think of the Ferrari Testarossa or something like that.
Funny,
But what loads of people don't know is that the NSX was built to compete with the Testarossa or
yeah, they were-
Testarossa.
and in my eyes, of Japanese engineering, as much as Italian is very cool and temperamental, I would rather have a V6 that's very nice and built by Japanese people that are very, very wise.
Yeah, and into cars.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, and I think the I'm sorry, maybe would offend some people, but I think the NSX does look a lot better than most Ferraris.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
I can agree with that. The question is, do you rocket bunny kit it or not?
No, no, man, no. I would make it a little bit wider, but with stock fenders. So stock fitment fenders. Put some really deep wheels on the back, really deep,
Yeah,
and just some kind of Volk or something really, really cool. And then probably supercharge it.
yeah, that would sound cool.
Oh yes, and straight pipe it, obviously.
Oh, I bet your neighbours would love that.
Ah, that's okay. I'm sure my neighbors are gonna like the burnout that's gonna happen in a few days. Genuinely, I'm burning out the garage. I have to. Not burning out, but doing a burnout. But yeah, maybe I should start a trend, burnout, and then tag you in it, and you have to do a burnout too.
Well, I mean, I think that may destroy my drive.
Ah, just put a couple of slabs.
Yeah, oh, okay. Maybe I'll give that a try.
That's my plan.
NSX Type R in red, yeah, that's the dream. Maybe I'd say white actually is my favourite for an NSX.
Oh yeah. Oh, black is by Charlie.
Yeah, I've got a question from one of my guys for you. For
Okay,
a base setup for a car with low BHP, how much negative camber would you put on the front?
What car? That's the question, because some cars will need more than others. So if it's a low horsepower car, I would want a lot of negative camber on the front, just because it gives a lot of responsiveness to the steering, which makes it easier to drift a low power car, because obviously low power car you would do a lot of steering adjustments instead of power, because there is no power.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, but then it depends. On an MX-5 I probably wouldn't go more than 5 degrees, but then BMWs I think much more than that.
Yeah,
Probably
hopefully
7 or 8.
that answers your question. Super Weird Wonder. My biggest sponsor is probably Team Hard. As you can see, if you don't know who they are, basically they do all the sort of touring cars and stuff. But yeah, they're a really big help, and a really cool company. BMW 34,
Ooh, they're
MB,
cool.
MB.
Oh,
Sorry.
is that the same guy?
No, different guy. He's saying
Oh, okay.
E34, M54 B30 engine swap is a good drift car. is it a good drift car or is it too heavy?
There's no such thing as it's not a good drift car. So let's start with that. I've seen E34 sideways, and I must say they actually look really, really cool. And from I've driven I think 2 of them, and it seems that the weight, just like the JZX, it makes it just smoother to drift.
Yeah.
So it's easier a little bit. But you'd struggle with the same power. So if it's a 2.5, I think you'd feel like a 3 Series 2-liter, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that should be fun, man. I'd drift anything. I drift my MX-5. I drifted the van.
Yeah, I saw the van drifting. That was cool.
Yeah, that's always cool, man. If
Oh.
it's rear-wheel drive, well, technically anything has to be sideways. Anything I've purchased has been sideways. The question is, if it's been drifting or sliding.
Yeah. Oh, for the camber,
Yeah.
on a 350Z DE.
Oh, that is not low power at all. 350Z, I reckon 6 or 7 degrees, I believe, but that's not something I really worked on.
Yeah.
I would say something around that region.
Yeah, I'd say obviously tune it to how you want to drive it.
Yeah, I think it's very responsive, so I don't think there's not much caster adjustment that needs to be done to 350. As you know, we drove a lot of standard 350 and the caster was completely standard. It was never modified, so they're very good, as you agree.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How many times have I won? Oh, that's an interesting question. I can't think actually.
What, battles or?
Well, there wasn't really that part of the question. It's just how many times have I won. So, yeah, I can't even think actually now.
You got third at Driftland?
Yeah, probably my biggest achievement was getting third at Driftland, and well, I guess it was third in the whole of Drift Cup. That's my biggest achievement because that was obviously over a year. Everything added up to third. So I guess that's my biggest win, if that answers your question. i3 swap from X5, 190 kilowatts, around 260 bhp. That'll be nice.
That would be nice. Sorry, Charlie, I don't know if you're probably not seeing this, but I'm very sorry. This is quite terrible light.
Right, yeah, no pressure. You've got me and Charlie behind you now.
Oh, that's the fun, man. I love pressure.
Pressure's what makes you a better driver.
Yeah. Oh no, 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 no.
But anyway,
No.
if you guys, I'm going to speak for me and Joe, if you guys are liking the stream, please do drop a like.
Oh yeah, always.
Really helps us out. Oh, I just run a really outside line and didn't even realise.
I'm running a very inside line through the grass.
Oh, I'm just trying to keep up with Charlie. He's super quick.
Very quick.
Oh, no. Oh, I just pulled fourth gear through that. Nice. Oh, I got a bit too happy with staying in third gear there. Should have shifted down
I'm
second.
in third gear most of it.
Oh. Oh, so I'm just going to read a comment. I'm thinking to take my project car out to learn drifting.
Yes, do it, always.
But you don't think it'll really be competitive?
No, not on the street though, obviously.
Yeah, not. I don't think it'll really be competitive in Street League. So assuming that Street League isn't drifting on the street, it's street cars. Just go out onto. Obviously you can't now, but go out onto a track and just get in that seat and get sideways, get comfortable, and there's loads of people who've been drifting around 200 horsepower in the bottom league. Well, the bottom league of drifting in there.
Like both of us. What do you mean?
Yeah, there's loads of people who can do it. It's not all about power. And if you learn to drive with big power cars in your lower power car, or obviously not fully built car, then you're going to be better as soon as you do get that good car. And you can keep upgrading your car with your sort of driving skills. But yeah. No car is uncompetitive. You've just got to drive it the right way.
And a good setup too.
Yeah, as long as you're comfortable and you can put that car where you want to, then you should be okay. Obviously, it's nice to have all the big power and the big lock gadgets, but as long as you can drive that car and put it where you want
You'll
to,
have fun.
yeah. And don't worry about coming first.
Yeah, have fun. Drifting is about fun. That's the reason why I am not planning to be in any competition anytime soon, unless it's just a single round somewhere that I really want to drive. I really hope Pembrey will have a chance this year, because I'm definitely going into Pembrey. Like, who says no to a 90-mile-an-hour drift track?
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I already want to drive that track as well. What? Okay, here's a good question. What is the favourite day you've had drifting ever? Can you remember? Favourite, just like all round favourite send it day.
Okay. I'm sorry, but there's two.
There's two. No, you can
And,
have one. I'm joking.
and yeah, but like, okay, so I'll explain. It's not that one is better than the other. It's just two
Different types.
different type of good.
Yeah.
So the best drift day I've had driving-wise, that was the most pushing and the most rewarding for me, was Mayhem. Well, Rockingham, when they did the Mayhem layout, and I had the chance to drive with Paz and Al Clark and Oak and send it on the Mayhem layout with two other Corollas, was
Yeah.
just.
That sounds fun.
And we did a full 4-car train onto the wall, and there's a video of it, and that looks amazing. I absolutely love that video.
I always love it when you get the footage of something really cool.
Oh, that was awesome, man. But that was the most fun day for me driving. But then obviously the most fun overall, was just perfect everything. I have to say, yeah, it was Three Sisters, and you know it.
that was a really good day.
That was an incredible day for me, man. Like, no, not just for me. It was awesome. For a few reasons. One, it was the first drift day that I had the chance to take my partner, my current partner, Georgia, which was really fun. And second, it was, well, more importantly, it was drifting with you, man. Twinning with you was the goal all along, and
Yeah,
we just never had the chance.
We've been waiting
It
for that for a
always-
long time.
Well, it was not even just waiting, it was more also well, somehow other people were responsible for not making it happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just never was the right time. But that day was absolutely incredible, man. And obviously the marks on the car, I had to take most of it off, but I'm happy to say that there's a couple of marks that don't come off, man.
Yeah, and there's video footage, of course.
I'm going crazy. Oh yeah, that was awesome. That was a good fun day.
Yeah. I think I can say the same there. That was my favourite day drifting.
That's really happy, man. That makes me really happy. All I want is other people to feel exactly what I'm feeling. That's all I ever wanted, and I appreciate how much fun this is, man. Like 15 years on, and I'm not bored of it. I'm doing it on a simulator with other friends. That should, you know.
Okay, here's a kind of unfair question, so I'll narrow it down. Favourite engine, but just for like cool level.
You know it, man.
What? Go on.
Okay. The issue is it depends on what car.
Yeah,
I have to say. So if
just say
it's-
all round.
Okay, well, I have to say, if it's a car that has a 6-cylinder in it already, doesn't matter which one, then I would put a 2J in it.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely think it's one of the coolest and most efficient engine out there.
Yeah, it is
And
really
when I say
good.
efficient- yeah. But if it was a car that didn't have a 6-cylinder in it, so a 4-cylinder, it would genuinely be an SR20.
Yeah.
Unless I go like Corolla, then obviously 4HVE, but
Yeah, they're really cool.
that would be amazing, man. Jesus, Charlie's so quick, man.
Best place to learn drifting, 14 by Project Car. Maybe
pHDrift?
15. Yeah, definitely. Go contact Yo or on what, Facebook and Instagram?
Facebook, Instagram, I'm happy to help anyone, and it's simple as that. If you're 12 years and you've done a little bit on the simulator, or you haven't and you want to do it, there's places that will allow at that age. and I have a few venues that can do it. So anyone wants to do it? As soon as this lockdown is over, going back to party.
Go in party mode,
Well, drift party.
of course. But yeah, that's one thing I can say about Yo. He'll definitely help you. He helped me out with loads of little things. So yeah, contact him.
I'm happy to say that. Good. All I want is the help, and if anybody needs help, it doesn't have to do it on the track. If anybody wants to be taught on the simulator, can join our server any day. We're open to anyone who just wants to enjoy this, basically.
Yeah, that's what drifting's about. Fun. Sending it.
Exactly.
Oh. You have a sim rating for some stuff for Assetto. Cool. What are you on? If you're on PC, then do jump on with us. It'll be really fun to get some of you guys on.
Yeah, definitely. If you're not on PC, then I think you've got a Christmas gift wish, I suppose.
Yeah.
Get a PC.
That's one thing I can say for getting into drifting. A simulator is a big helping hand.
Oh yeah, to learn technique, to practice technique, to see time. I mean, we've been drifting for an hour now. Imagine how much would that cost in a car?
Yeah, you got fuel and tyres, and any time that I crash into you. But now we can just
break gearboxes.
fully send it, and no car problems. And then you can also run 1,000,000 horsepower with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah.
Why don't more people have a Skybrew? Probably because it's a lot of work to have a Skyline-powered Subaru.
A what? Sorry?
Skyline-powered Subaru RB26.
Well, there's Mark's one, which is really cool. It's V8 Turbo. I think it's really, really cool because it sounds like a rally car.
Yeah, and looks like one.
I think putting an RB26, a 6-pot, on a car that has a boxer 4-pot would take a lot of work to make it work right.
Yeah. So I think TFS, that's your answer there. Why lots of people don't have them, and why there's not more of them, is because of the amount of work.
Yeah.
But it is super cool.
It would be cool. I think there were a few as well.
Yeah.
Team Orange from Japan, the Japanese drivers from Ibisu used to run. Well, I've got it on my wall next to me. They all have Impreza, but I do not remember what engine. I think it was standard EJ, to be fair. Or just really boosted up. That was the era where engine transplant weren't really a thing yet.
Yeah. Oh, nearly crashing there. Oh, RB25, sorry TFS. Yeah, RB25. Oh, hi, I am Codfish. That's the best username ever. You got no e-brake. Yeah, no, handbrakes are not fully necessary for the sim, but they do really help out, especially if you're going for that realistic feel. And then if you want to go full realistic feel, you can go with the VR, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, I think that's what I'm saving up my money for at the minute.
Me too. I'm with you, buddy. VR.
And then maybe some better PC parts just to run that.
Well, I got ready when I bought a PC. I was like, I need to be ready for VR in case.
I think I could probably run it, but I might struggle to stream, go on Discord, and get the VR going.
Oh yeah.
Nearly overcooked it then.
Oh no, I did. Oh, no.
Sorry, as soon as I said overcook, you just completely went on the angle. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't transition.
Whoa, here we go.
Oh, Charlie's on your tail, man.
Yeah, I got it. Come on, pick up the pace. I want to get rid of him.
Right, fourth gear. Back is.
Let's do it. Oh, oh no, I missed my gear and then understeered.
Oh, that was a good entry though. Wow. Oh.
Oh, Charlie was on my door. I was like, oh no, I gotta send it. Oh, off-roading. Nice.
Oh, me too. I'm following it. Oh no, I lost steering again.
How do you get back to pits quickly in online? If you go into your settings in Content Manager, there's a back to pits button. Just assign that as like an easily accessible key on your steering wheel, and then just click that, and it should take you back to pits.
Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Did you run off because I pissed him off? Oh my god, I don't like.
but anyway, if you guys are enjoying this new Drift Talk thing I'm doing, I'm going to be getting different guests on. I thought I'd start off with one of the best guests, which is Yo.
Oh, thank you. You
But
also
yeah,
have been and always will be my best student. No doubt about it.
yeah, we need to drive together again very soon, as soon as this
Very
lockdown's over.
Honestly, man, my car is ready, rock and roll. I am ready to go.
Yeah, I think I need to rewire my car, to be honest. It needs rewiring, it needs a new bumper, it needs a check over.
Well, I've been
But
doing a takeover, so yeah. Go on.
but hopefully we should have the PS13 by then. So
Ooh, now that would be quite fun.
we
Definitely
should,
jump in as passenger as well.
yeah, we should be running the 400 horsepower LS, and maybe be looking for a bit more power once I've got comfortable in it, and end up with more of a monster. But yeah, any more questions you have for me or Yo, do put in the comments, and I'll answer them or tell Yo. Oh. Gotta put the power down. Need more clutch kicks.
X. Always.
Imagine if you get Ryan Drift Cup judge. I'll ask him. I've got like a few people in mind to
Well,
get on the
Ryan
Drift
would
Talk.
definitely join. He's such a good person. I love Ryan.
But yeah, no, we'll get loads of people on every week for the Drift Talk. But yeah, it'll be really fun.
Shout out to any of our friends if anybody wants to go on a chat with Max and do some twinning with him.
Yeah, even if you don't have a simulator, happy just like I'll be driving and talk to you guys on Discord or whatever. And yeah, drop me a message, anyone. But yeah, if we're going every week till the end of lockdown, I'm definitely gonna need loads of people. Oh, I'm going for the overtake, Yo. Oh.
Oh, change of tires, drink break, hold on. Oh, this tea. Thank you! He just showed up, man.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, man. Oh, it's the best tea, man. Do you like aniseed? No.
I just drink water.
Yeah, that's true. No.
Chocolate milk.
Okay. Did you want to say it so I don't embarrass you? That was okay. No, it's okay. Always quite funny, man. We had a fridge full of all the fizzy drinks in the world, and you're like, I just want a chocolate, please. It's like, give me chocolate. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
What? Every time that you go for a drink is a time for chocolate milk.
That is, I guess.
Chocolate milk on your cereal. Joking, but chocolate milk's the best. Oh, Yo, I've got a good question.
Yes, please.
Favorite car you've driven?
Oh, you gotta kidding me, man. In what way?
Just favorite car. You just gotta go with it. Favorite car.
I mean, if it's on the pad, you know, the rookie training pad,
Yeah.
then probably Dan Wilmington AE86.
What's that?
Or Dan Wilmington is he's a guy that used to hang out at the Flat Up Factory. Used to come to our days, and he used to have a wide Levin A86, and it was just beautiful on really nice wheels. And I got to drift it a little bit. I think yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. And then, obviously, to go with that, what's your favourite track that you've driven ever?
gotta be Driftland, man.
Yeah, drift.
Driftland is the most fun. Like Teesside is exciting
Yeah,
if you're going fast. Not if you do the Manji, then Driftland easy. But if you go fast in, like I've there was days that I was going into that corner in the standard 350s in the wet at 85, like speed,
wow.
real speed, entry 85. But I was like initiating way before. Um, it's fun because it's fast, but then Driftland is just more fun. The elevation changes are just awesome. There's something about elevation changes that fascinate me because it makes the car react differently.
Yeah,
Um, and it's more difficult to react when it's unpredictable. So I think that's why this track is fun, man. The elevation changes are awesome on this.
yeah, it feels really, really nice. But
So
yeah,
yeah,
Driftland is such a good
Driftland.
track.
And there's so many variations, so many different entry speeds, and it
Yeah.
suits everything. It's
If
really
I
fun.
if I could drift at one track for the rest of my life, it would definitely be Driftland, just because there's so much variation, and it was
Yeah,
built
yeah.
for drifting, and you can tell when you drive it, built for drifting.
Oh yeah, exactly. It was designed for it. I think, from my understanding, it's the only track in. People say in it's the only drift dedicated track in the UK and Europe, but I think there's not many actual tracks that were built as Driftland.
Yeah.
I think it's probably one of the only ones. The rest may be adapted. Ibisu's not a drift track. It's been adapted.
Is
Oh,
drifting the same as UK as abroad? I think that's a better one for you to answer, Yo. Drifting the same abroad as it is in the UK?
unfortunately not, man. Um, I found that it's anything in life, but drifting specifically, it kind of takes the roots from something local, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. So America took it a little bit like NASCAR,
Yeah, you can tell
same model.
they've got the big tracks as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then UK started from the cool people of Japanese, but now it's a lot of drivers that come from different discipline like grass racing, banger racing. Then Europe, they have a good reputation for being quite in order. So
Yeah.
they never had problems. So actually in Europe, they get a lot of cool tracks to drift on. You wouldn't even know, Max. Like, they have really fast, like imagine Silverstone.
Yeah, that I really want. That's one of my things on the bucket list to drift.
Oh yeah, me too, man. But in Europe, there's tracks like normally. And then I think the technique and the focus of what it's about changes from country to country, but there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's actually a good thing because it gives a lot more variation of drift,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So, like people say, oh, there's the Japanese drifting, that's the right one, and the UK drifting is the right one, and no, Formula Drift, there isn't right. There's
Different
good things.
types.
Yeah. And I think it's cool because there's different criteria, different cars, different development on cars, because there's different focus.
Yeah.
So if you'd want to go to fast drifting, then I would go Japanese way. If you wanted to go like Formula Drift slash perfect radiuses cars, definitely Wisefab and 1,000 horsepower and Westlakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about what you want. Just like the cars, people ask what's the best drift car. There isn't the best drift car. It's what you want as a goal from it.
Yeah.
That's different goal and achievements. Sorry, I went on too much. I'm
No,
just
it's good.
having fun.
My dream is to build my own purpose-built drift track in the southeast. Don't have too many tracks that do drifting. That's a good aim. I'd love to own my own like drift track and just like after school
I
just
will.
go out and send it. You will.
I will. At someday, I will. It
I
might not be a car drift track. It might be a go-kart drift track, but it will be.
somewhere you
You
can go
know
in
me, man.
session.
I wouldn't build something like that if it's not like real cars. So I'm gonna have at some point, man. It might not be in 10, it may be in 10 years or 20 years, I don't know. But my backyard will have some kind of drift trike, drift kart related
Yeah.
track. And definitely with a long straight so you can gear up some speed and send it back is and just have fun with friends,
Yeah.
man.
That sounds good.
Yeah, imagine, man. I'm not inviting you to come for coffee or for dinner. I'm inviting you to twinning on go-karts, man.
Of
What's better
course.
than that?
When did I start drifting? Or maybe that's for you, Yo, as well.
Well,
When did you start drifting?
I started drifting. Well, I started drifting physically in 2006, 7 when I bought the Ford Sierra.
I was 2.
Uh, oh my god. um, but I started to be fascinated about drifting in 2005-ish.
5.
Yeah,
I
so
was born.
oh my god.
Oh, that's crazy. When did I start drifting, Yo? I can't think.
You started drifting in November, I believe.
What year
Um,
was it?
well, it was 3 years ago now, and I'll tell you why. Because the time I remember that day specifically, and that the first time I spoke to your dad was on my way back from Driftland Drift Cup that I did with Tom and Danny.
Ah, yeah.
So I remember that was when I saw the post on Facebook and started talking to him. And then I reckon in about November is when you guys decided to finally come and do the first session. Yeah,
It's November-ish.
yeah, something like that.
Wow,
You were
that's
12, and then you turned 13 in April, don't you, or something?
March.
March. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a longer time than I thought, actually.
But the thing is, you haven't actually drifted that long because the first year you were very limited to just come to us.
Yeah, so we
So
didn't have the car and weren't ready for drifting.
yeah, so I think let's say you've been drifting about a year and a half, maybe 2 years,
Yeah,
um, and you've been in drifting for 3 or so.
yeah. I mean, I literally started drifting just by watching YouTube and sort of just being like, the internet basically just made me fascinated by drifting.
Well, exactly like most of us. For me it was videos from Japan
Yeah,
when YouTube just started.
before that, I was a little bit into cars with, I was definitely into cars with the go-karting, and my dad actually had an old Mini, which mainly he rebuilt. Um, so that's where sort of my main car interest has started, but then got into drifting.
Oh yeah, I like cars since I was very young because my brother was always into cars. I got the passion from him, and then it just grew into. I think I had a passion for cars from him, but then as soon as I got a driving license, it was more driving passion. I was
Yeah,
passionate about driving, and I think that's why I have the tools to show people how to learn drifting is because most people have been drifting for 10, 5, 12, whatever years how long they've been, but I'm not just drifting. Anything I do, I kind of study while I do it. Like for example, the cage that I've done now on the car, wrapped it.
yeah,
The first few wraps were not even, I wasn't even happy with the welds, so I said I won't even do the welds. And by the end of the cage, now I'm actually wrapping around the weld, and it looks like just painted. It looks like a skin. So I try to study everything I do, and it passions me because it drives me forward to learn more.
yeah.
Uh, you know it. If you're a beginner, you can always learn more. And I really think that I'm not more than a beginner in drifting and in anything. There's always more to learn.
Always more.
Always. That's the fun of it.
Who will win BDC and Drift Cup? There you go. I'm guessing that's a question for you, Yo.
Um, Drift Cup, what should I say, Cedars.
Yeah, gone.
In my eyes, if, like, nobody can predict the future.
Yeah, of course.
But statistic-wise, I do not see a single percent or reason why you shouldn't be on top. Genuinely. If you have the ELS, or even if you drive the E30 like you drove the last day at Three Sisters behind everyone else like you showed me, that's winner, man. This chasing is winning. So I have confidence in you. That's what I'm trying to say. BDC,
Yeah.
Pro-Am, I have a good feeling about Charlie. Charlie Hume is incredible driver behind his car.
Yeah, I've driven with him a couple of times and he's just on it.
He's just on point. He's got a lot of the techniques, a lot of the knowledge, a lot of simulator training, so he knows how to drift the car. He's got the mentality. He's a good driver, and I think with the setup he's building now, he's going to be faster than most in a different way, which will make it interesting. And I'm looking forward to it. Pro. I think Martin, but
Yeah, someone else has just said that as well.
I really think Martin. I genuinely believe that not only that he deserves it, after all this time and all these years that he's been so hard on himself and tuning the car to be better and better and better, and now in the last year and a half he's just been a man possessed in that car.
Yeah.
If he continues driving that way, I really, really, really believe he should be in Drift Masters and people with the big voice.
Yeah.
If not Martin, I reckon Ollie again.
Yeah. Someone else just pointed out actually, there is Louis Edwards as well. He's definitely one to watch out for.
On the Pro, yeah, that's true. Well, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, last year's champion. That's he's building a new car, or is he keeping the M3? I don't actually know.
I'm not sure either actually.
Yeah, he's a good,
yeah.
very, very good driver.
Who will win Drift Cup non-seeded is another question
Oh,
from Finn Wells.
I don't know who's going to be unseated, so I would say Max Flenke, if he is able to drive. If he gets to drive, Max Flenke, I think he's a very good contender and he's got good aggression. I don't know who else, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's in it actually this year. Or next year, depending.
Yeah. I think that every driver can win, and I think that's the most important part to really understand is drifting is pretty much one of the only competition where it's not just technique and skills and setup. Fortunately, to win, it's a whole
Sorry, yeah.
support. That's right. It's a whole support system around you.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
it's down to more than like two things.
Yeah, there's a lot involved, and I think anyone can win in the right mindset and in a car that, even if the car is broken, someone can win with it.
Yeah, that's what makes drifting exciting, I think. That you never know who's gonna win. You never know. You can look at a battle and say, well, they've been driving longer, they have a faster car, and then the underdog can win.
Yeah, I think that's very important to remember that drifting is not only if it starts raining, it equalizes every advantage you have in a car. Mechanical advantage just goes out the window. And even in the dry, you still have to have a whole package. It's not just who's the fastest driver, the best driver.
Yeah. Louis putting in LS and E36, you think? Yeah, that, wow. LS E36, I think, what was it, Matt Stevenson who had that exact setup?
Which V8? LS?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that seems like quite a reliable and good setup.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, he knows the car, now it's just gonna have a lot more torque and a lot more power, a lot more grip, so I think it's gonna work out well. He did pilot that car like absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it does look really good when it's sliding as well.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, we were supposed to be on for half an hour and we've gone past 60 minutes now.
What's the time? Oh, is it? Oh my god.
But it doesn't matter that we overran, I think.
Are people enjoying it? If people are enjoying it, that's what matters, man.
Yeah. But yeah. So.
Let's summarize. So, what are you looking for the most, Max, as soon as this lockdown is finished? Genuinely, the first thing you going out and do. The first thing.
The first thing I do, well, besides go and see all my friends, is definitely going to be get that PS13 on the track and get drifting. Hopefully you can come along and we can just send it. That's my main thing to do.
Exactly. That's good, because I'm happy to say, for me, is going to eat a nice meal out,
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
literally plan the day that I go drifting, and plan my first holiday actually as well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we were supposed to go on a holiday in the summer, but I don't think that's going to be happening.
No, I think maybe September will be the time-ish. I believe. I'm hoping.
But yeah. Anyway, guys, next week we're gonna have a different guest on. I've not organised this yet. I literally thought of Drift Talk today, so yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. Oh, I've done a bit of a crash just to finish it off there.
That's
But
up
yeah,
to about right. So I'm gonna cut off as well. So if
yep.
anyone enjoyed it, let us know.